Oh, I hate my life. I just filmed this last one. It was like half an hour and I didn't save it, so now I'm redoing it. I hate you all. Ugh, okay. Why is it an advantage for local residents to live, who live in the rural urban fringe to have shops there? Firstly, new public transport links may be developed, which is always a good thing. Also, there will be new facilities that local residents can access and use, like more shops, more restaurants, more cinemas. Local residents may get jobs in the new shopping center, which is always a good thing. It reduces unemployment. Also, the shopping center may pull more people into the area and may benefit existing services, possibly owned by local residents, which is called the positive multiplier effect, when one good thing makes more good things. Why is it a disadvantage to local residents if, there are shops built in the rural urban fringe? Firstly, there will be an increase in congestion as more people travel to shopping center by the car. Also, the shopping centers may create noise, air, and visual pollution, which will affect the local residents negatively, okay? Who wants noise, air, and visual pollution? Nobody. Also, shopping centers may destroy greenfield sites that have previously been used and enjoyed by local residents, and it's never good to destroy greenfield sites since there are natural parks and blah blah. I'm so pissed right now. You have no idea. I don't feel like doing this anymore. Ugh. Urban problems. Urbanization. This is the increase of proportion of people living in urban areas, okay? This is so more people are living in urban area. And this can happen from natural increase, so more people are born than people that die, but usually this happens from migration from people living in the countryside to move to the urban location. Urban growth or sprawl, we've gone over this definition a bazillion times, but once again, it's the growth in the size of an urban area. Normally happens because of building in the rural urban fringe, although it may also include things like land reclamation. So just once again, it's just when from the center of an urban area, it just starts moving outwards into the rural urban fringe. Okay, rapid urbanization and urban growth can cause many problems in urban areas, such as congestion. Okay, so there will be more people, so more cars, more traffic. The destruction of greenfield sites, for instance, since there's more people, more cars, more roads need to be built, more houses need to be built, so, they'll be built maybe on greenfield sites. Also, there'll be more pollution, air from the cars, water from people littering in the rivers, noise and visual from more services or even just the cars or the ugly houses, electricity blackouts, water shortages, not enough, too many people, not enough water, unemployment, too many people, not enough jobs, homelessness, too many people, not enough houses, the growth of informal settlements since there aren't enough houses, so people just kind of, live in slums. Crime, okay, more slums, there are just more unemployment, homelessness, there will be an increase in crime. Spiral of decline. Often, one urban problem can lead to many other urban problems. This is called the spiral of decline, or the negative multiplier effect. Well, how does this happen? Well, deindustrialization, when factories are closed and, they're moved to another country, well, this leads to unemployment. Unemployed local residents means that they have less money since they're unemployed, so they won't spend it in local shops. Okay? They will also invest less in their houses since they don't have much money. Local businesses will start to close because no one is buying stuff, and they may or may not move to other places. So this is called disinvestment. They invested in this place, but now they're taking it back. They're disinvesting. Okay, so the local government money starts to collect less money in tax since people are mostly unemployed, so there's not a lot of income which they can tax on. But they have to give more unemployment benefit, more money to the people that are unemployed, so the government loses money. And as local shops close or move somewhere else, the unemployment continues to increase. Some people will start to move out, which is depopulation. And this emigration leaves behind abandoned businesses and houses, okay, which will often be vandalized or something. And the remaining residents will take less care of their houses because they're like, F that. And the local government has less money to spend on roads, schools, and hospitals. Education levels will fall, and so will the health of residents, which means that it'll be, that more people will be sick, which means that more days will be missed from work. And this decline can continue on for forever until the government intervenes. Urban problem, traffic congestion. Now it's a case study of something that happens in London. First, Why does traffic congestion happen? Well, there's an increase in car ownership, okay? More people own cars. Secondly, there's not enough public transport, or the public transport is really bad quality, it's overcrowded, it's expensive, it's slow, it's just not good enough, or there's not enough. Also, the roads are still from the old times when people were using horses and just walking. So the roads are, they're designed for that and not for cars. But since we use them for cars, it means we need to go slower, which will result in traffic congestion. Also, there are more people because of population growth, be it through natural increase or through rural urban migration, when people from the countryside move to urban places. Also, the movement of, containers onto lorries or, huge trucks or whatever, well, that also causes traffic congestion. Okay, what are some social problems caused by traffic congestion? Firstly, when the car ownership increases, the amount of pollution increases as well. This can lead to respiratory illnesses like asthma. Also, people who travel to work, they have to leave home earlier and they arrive back later, which means that they spend more time away from their families. Also, the more cars there are on the roads, there will be more accidents. And also, since there are more cars and there's more traffic congestion, well, that increases road rage. What are some environmental problems caused by congestion? Well, there'll be more vehicles on the road, so there'll be more air pollution, but there'll also be more noise pollution, which is not nice for the environment. Also, there's more car ownership, so that means that there'll be more roads that need to be built, which means that the destruction of greenfield sites will occur. Also, air pollution from the cars can contribute to acid rain and the greenhouse effect, which is a horrible thing. Economical problems caused by traffic congestion. Building new roads is very, very expensive, especially when private property is purchased, thus costs the government a lot of money. Also, late deliveries caused by traffic jams cost companies and the economy money. Say you're McDonald's and every day a truck comes to bring you bacon. Well, if it's stuck in traffic, you won't have bacon. So what are you gonna do? People can't order the bacon sandwich. Oh no, that's awful for your company and bad for the economy. Wow. Also, workers may arrive late to work because they're stuck in traffic. And yeah, so they'll do less work. So there's less, shit happening for the economy as well. Also, since you'll be in traffic, well, most people won't turn off their cars. So your oil will still be running, okay? And it's wasted since you're using the same amount. No, you're using more at a slow speed. So when you're waiting in traffic, than how much you use when you're traveling quickly. So more oil is used, there's a bigger reliance, more dependent on oil. Okay, London has a problem. How did they try to solve it? Firstly, they introduced congestion charges, which is where drivers they need to pay £15 every day if they want to enter the central business district. And the idea is to encourage people from cars and so to discourage people from cars and to encourage them to use public transport like the bus. Okay, they also reintroduced trams, which are like buses that run on train tracks in the road and have been reintroduced, they've been reintroduced to south of London. They're environmentally friendly because they don't release greenhouse gases. Instead, they run on electricity. Okay, extension of the underground. New lines in the underground, like the metro, the train stations and shit, they've been recently built or upgraded. The Jubilee line was the latest big extension, which goes from central London out to East London, near the site of the 2012 Olympic Games. Okay, pedestrianisation. Some areas of London, firstly, what is that actually? It means when you remove cars from an area and you make it only for people who want to walk, only for pedestrians, okay? No cars allowed. Think of it as like some huge square, community shit. You can like Times Square a bit. Okay, some areas of London, including Leicester, I don't know how to pronounce that, but you should know these places for your case studies because you need to name place-specific references. So some areas like Leicester Square and much of Covent Garden have been pedestrianized to make it safer for people walking and to discourage car use. Carpooling and having bus lanes, special lanes for buses. Since London made more lanes for buses only, think, in Monaco there are like roads that only the buses are allowed to use. Well, since this has been done, the amount of buses have been increased and old ones were renewed. So, old buses were renewed. And bus lanes have been created to avoid the traffic lights, okay? And they also are given a priority at lights, so they're quicker. Because of this, because they don't need to follow traffic lights, and when they do, they're allowed to go first. Well, this is supposed to make buses quicker than cars, so more people would want to take the public transport since it's quicker. Also, carpooling. London encourages people to, share cars, which is always a good thing. Okay, increased car tax and petrol duty. Already, the government has increased petrol tax and increased car tax on big cars to encourage people to drive smaller cars, which firstly means less traffic congestion and secondly less pollution. In the future, it has been proposed to introduce further carbon taxes and possibly a tax on car parking spaces. Another thing they did to prevent traffic congestion is to improve the rail links. London is currently undertaking one of the biggest engineering projects in Europe by building a railway from East to West London under the city. This railway will decrease travel times and is called Crossrail. London is also improving or extending railways, as we mentioned before, in the east of London, near the site of the Olympics. Okay, now, nearly there. Urbanization and LEDCs. It's a bit different. Well, no, scratch that. It's very different to urbanization and MEDCs. Okay, there are different kinds of settlements. Firstly, informal settlements in LEDCs in less economically developed countries like Botswana in Africa or Ethiopia or Cote d'Ivoire, shit like that, Kenya, Nepal. Okay, houses and settlements. So I'm describing what an informal settlement is. It's houses or settlements that have been built by the people who will live there out of anything they could find. So, cardboard, metal, paper, sticks, stones, mud, sand, anything. Okay, they can also be called squatter settlements, slum settlements, or shanty towns. Okay, so that's what an informal settlement is. Think like slums or anything. Marginal land is land that nobody wants to build on, okay? It might be on steep slopes, so it's not easy to build on it, or next to main roads, so it's, loud, lots of pollution, or on floodplains, so there's a risk that, it'll be flooded. People, like new migrants that come into the country, are often forced to build there because on marginal land, because they can't afford anywhere nicer, or there's just no space. A favela is an area of informal housing in Brazil, so it's kind of like the slums, but in Brazil they're called favelas for God knows what reason. Urban growth, urban sprawl. Oh my god, I'm not reading this definition out again. You know what it is. It's the increase in size of urban areas when they grow out into the rural urban fringe or onto marginal land. You better know what urban growth is. I swear to god. Oh my god, second last slide. LEDC land model. It's very different to the one that we saw in MEDCs, like the Burgess and the Hoyt model. In the LEDC land model, the high quality housing tends to be located near to the central business district, okay? It'll either be apartments or old colonial houses, but just stick with apartments. So the high quality housing will be near the CBD and they'll be apartments. Because the reason for this is, well, the richer people who will live in high quality housing, they want to be near the center because that's where the best entertainment, so most cinemas, shops are, and where the best jobs are. They need the best jobs because they're, rich. They're getting paper. Okay. Then, as well as the high quality apartments near the center, richer neighborhoods will also develop that have good quality housing and good entertainment. So there forms like a circle around the CBD. Okay, slightly further out, you get poor but permanent housing, okay? So not like apartments or anything, but actual houses. On the edge, where in the previous models you would find more nice housing, well, in LEDCs you will find poor informal settlements built on marginal land. Think every time you go to like a not such a nice place, well, in the center of it, it'll always be nice, but the further out you go, the poorer and the uglier the shit becomes, and you get slums, right? So yeah, informal settlements, you get squatter camps or whatever. And the informal housing has been built by migrants moving from rural areas to urban areas, generally. but it can be built by anyone. Okay, and the industry tends to be focused on main transport routes, roads, and railways. There will not be much high quality housing near industry because richer residents don't want to live near polluting factories. However, there will be more poorer housing and informal settlements because people just can't afford to live anywhere else and they often work in the nearby factories. So, quick settlement in LEDCs. Here's the CBD where all the cinemas, shops, jobs are, well, the good jobs. Then here will be the rich people, they want to be close to it. And then the factories say, here's the main road, here's the main road. Well, the factories will move along these roads. This is much like the Hoyt model. Okay, and then the further you move from the CBD, and the closer you get to modern factories, or just any factories, well, the worse the quality becomes. First, it's just poor quality, but the permanent houses, here you've got the high quality apartments, and then out here you get, shanty towns or just squatter settlements. So here's where you get the slums, so the really bad places.